Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes for this prize draw and latest news. Really pleased to be doing this because we've got Joseph, the owner of Diacro, on the show, who's going to give away the $40 gift card today. It's amazing to have him on because we haven't had him on for ages. So buzzing. And we've also got the legend, John O'Hare, who's basically woke up early this morning to get on this show, which was really nice of him. So we'll get rid of all the usual stuff, go through the chats and stuff. There's the link if you want to become a member. Remember, we can only give away stuff if we've got enough members. So please consider becoming a member. It's 99p all the way up to $4.99. You choose what you want, and hopefully you're lucky enough to win something. Lee says, Bazo, I'm here, Lee. Welcome. Afternoon all. Hi all peeps. Like and subscribe, share, help the channel grow. Super chat's in the bottom right hand corner, and you can join for only 99p. Blah 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 blah. Afternoon, Gary. Good to see you in the chat as well. Leslie's obviously modern. Have we signed Tossin or just an agreement in principle? We're going to come to that later on. To be honest, if we can get him and Kelly, for me, it's great business. Could be. I suspect Baz will have more info, Gary. Yeah. We are going to get to it. Joe and John are in the house. Right. It's your last chance to donate. If you want to donate to Stanley Deaf Club, the Just Giving page will be coming down very soon. We've smashed over £400 on the Just Giving page. I am donating £200 from the channel directly to them because Just Give and take 2% off the final total. So I don't want them to get their grubby hands on the £200 that the channel is going to give to Stanley Deaf Club. So I'm really pleased to be doing that. So please, 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 please go and find it on Just Giving and donate what you can if you can. It would be absolutely amazing to get them to £500, and then that'd be £700 in general. Have I missed someone there? Andrew's in the house as well. Nice, Andrew, to see you. Right, let's bring the legend himself in. John, how are we doing, John?
Hey, how are you? It's early.
Good, man.
We got thunderstorms here. And,
really?
Yeah, and my dog's hiding, so eventually he's going to need to go outside, so I'm going to have to run over and let him out. Let him out the door.
That's fair enough. Afternoon, Darren. Yeah, we thought we'd do an afternoon one as I'm off work.
That's good.
So, yeah, thought I would fire one out. Why not, eh? And now let's bring the main man in. Joseph.
Hey, Joseph.
What's up, Jack? Baz.
Doesn't work for me still. I'm really good, mate. It's great to have you on. Thank you for agreeing to come on. I know it's early in the morning for you. It's 8 o'clock for John. And it's 9 o'clock for you. Is that right in the morning?
Yeah, just took care of all the school buses. So
yes,
that's it.
I love it. See, it's weird because in about 45 minutes I have to leave and then go and pick my boy up from school. It's just crazy, isn't it? How it all works. Yeah. So Joseph, you are the owner of Diacro. These are your amazing t-shirts. You've offered all our members who watch this channel 20% off on your t-shirts, and you give away a $40 gift card. Explain why you like to do that for us.
When I first started following the tune, became a tune, I didn't have any gear. I didn't have any shirts or anything like that. Happened to be a graphic designer, so when I went looking, I was just hoping to. I didn't see, much of the kind of stuff that I like, so I felt there was a need, and I'm wearing one now. I wear them every day, so it was pretty much like once you're in, I felt like I wanted to do something to contribute a little bit, and I'm just a guy who makes t-shirts, so it was a match made in heaven, and then whenever we caught up, it was probably over a year ago now, or about a year ago.
Yeah.
And the idea is like, it's my dream just to see one of these on TV when they pan that camera across to see the Macam Slayer in the crowd or something. Or when I see him up when you guys are over there visiting, it's just, I can't get over there. So if my shirts are there, it's one of those things. So it's really, and whatever I can do to, figure out, like we figured out how to get everything over there in a week. And, free shipping, just like we do in US, we figured out how to do all that over there. And it was just out of love for the tune and wanting to, spread the love.
Love it. John, you've got t-shirts. I've got t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Dan's got t-shirts. They've all been in St. James's Park. They've all been amongst the crowd. It's just a shame the cameras haven't spotted them yet, but maybe one day soon.
They will. We got to get more in there, more concentration. Yes. We'll be all right.
Next time I go over next year, I got to order like 10 of them and take them over because I hand stuff out to people.
He does. I've seen him do it. Just goes up to kids. Hey, go have a T-shirt, mate.
So we need to hand them out. I got some friends over there who could use one.
Sounds good,
definitely. I love it. The claret blue one. Yes, so there is rumours of the Newcastle away shirt being the one that we had in 1994, 95, I think it was, or 95, 96, with the hoops. Looked a bit like a sweet. One of those stick sweet things that you get. I forget what they're called now, dipsticks or something like that. They were, or something like that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what the shirts are going to be. There's loads of rumours that they've already been leaked, and they look very, very good, to be fair. The Grandad collar ones. I like the one that John's wearing. I like that top.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The Northern Rock one.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Right, let's do the prize draw now, and then we'll get into the new stuff. Obviously, I know Joseph doesn't know too much what's going on, so it's all going to be new stuff for him, but he can have his say on it as well. See what he thinks of it all. But let's see if this works. Present, share screen. I always get worried when I do stuff like this. Can everyone see that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So here's the wheel of prize. So it is the $40 gift card. We've donated the £100 that Football Prizes give us to the charity because that was easier to do because they do it as cash. And I still wanted, obviously, our members to be able to get a prize for April as well. So we're using it because the T-shirts are mint, and I want them over in the UK as much as possible. So sorry to all you American fans who pay, but we want a UK winner to win this. So 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck, everyone. Where's it going to stop? Nobody knows. Dun, 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 dun. Magpie Stew. Fantastic. I know Magpie Stew, so I can contact him on Twitter. And he donated recently to the channel as well. So I'm very pleased that he's won. Bingo. So I'm sure we'll have that sorted out within 48 hours, Joseph. It should be an easy one to do. Sometimes when they don't watch the show anymore and they still pay 99p, sometimes they win and you're like, how do I get in touch with you? I don't know how. Yeah. But that's a good. Stu's a good lie. He's a good winner. Yes, that's the shirt I was thinking of. The one that Ginola wore very well. Scored against Sheffield Wednesday when he bent one in and we won 2-0 away from home. Hi, Les. Hope you're well. Well done, Magpie Stew. Congrats, Magpie Stew. Right. Where should we start? I think we should start here. Bruno. Another outstanding month for Bruno. He's the player of the month for April. Joseph, have you seen any of his performances this month?
Yes. Yeah, it's been really busy here locally with the business. So I haven't been able to just catch up with all the news, but I've been watching through dodgy streams because every time they've been putting Newcastle on USA Network here. I don't have USA Network. So I'm either at the pub when they're on USA or I'm watching the dodgy stream kind of thing. So watching all the games, he's been incredible and really controlling the game. But haven't paid attention too much to like the player signings and those kind of things yet. And I know we have to keep our fingers crossed through the end of June for Bruno. Not to make anybody nervous, but that's it. I don't think he's going anywhere. But
I don't. I don't think so. He's just bought a £4 million house in Ponteland, I think. So if you're buying a £4 million house to lay roots, you're not exactly leaving before June, are you? Because it would be a bit of a silly buy. So his
dad might not let him leave.
Yeah, I'm more convinced of Bruno. And why would he go back to France for? I mean, he wanted to get out of France. So why would he go back? I know PSG have got a chance of winning the Champions League in a way because they're going to be in the competition. They've got a star-studded lineup, but they're a bunch of individuals, not a team. And he is in a team where he is the main man as well. So
and we battered them twice.
Yeah. They battered us in the away leg, but we should have won 1-0.
We beat them and they got a freebie.
They did get a freebie penalty. It should never have happened, but we were hanging on in that game. But it was a very resolute defensive display is probably the best way to describe it. But Bruno's not going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere. There's no way Joe Linton would sign a new contract as well and watch his best mate walk out of the door in the summer. I think they've had a chat. I think they want to stay for the project.
They're both busy raising their families now, you know.
Exactly.
So it's a different thing. It's not like a free agent guy. I'm going to go here. I'm going to get money. It's like, man, I got a good thing here, you know, and I got to keep it going. So,
exactly. And then you've also got to think about the fact that if he goes somewhere else, well, you got to uproot everyone again. You know, am I going to be the main man in the team? Am I going to build the bonds that I've built with Joe Linton and everybody else?
Am I going to get a flag display on one end of the stage?
Exactly. And you could see how emotional he was before it as well. So
war fags, they're helping us out.
Exactly, definitely. Yeah. I mean, even if Bruno gives us one more year, that would be amazing. If he wants to leave next season, you know, next summer, I don't want him to, but if he wants to, he'll go with my blessing, because you'll probably end up going to a Barcelona or Real Madrid when they can afford to buy him, and then that's fair enough. But if we make Champions League next season, I want to. He stays. I think it all depends on where we finish next season to what he does. So that's there's a lot to be excited about. But Bruno leaving is something we definitely don't want to see. But I wonder if the Gallagher expanded. We're going to come to all that. We're coming to it. I want to put this one up. Most goals scored at home this season. Newcastle are top of all Premier League teams, scoring the most goals at home, which doesn't surprise me. It's just a shame that the amount that we concede. There's only Bayern Munich in the whole of European football who have scored more at their home venue, and they've got Harry Kane up for them. And they're in a shit league.
Think about that. If we get the midfield and the defense set again, you know, get these injuries over with, how powerful we could be.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. And I mean, if you go back to last season, we had one of the best defensive records, but we had probably mid-table scoring record.
Right.
And then this season, we've got one of the best scoring records, but we've got one of the worst defenses. It's just like we cannot seem to get the two of them mixed together, unfortunately. And that's down to injuries, isn't it, Joe? So at the end of the day, you got Botman out. We've now got Lascelles out. You know, we've had Trippier missing. We've had Tino missing at times. We've, Target's injured, his hamstring. Dan Burn broke his back. Pope's been out for how long with a shoulder injury? It's, to still be fighting for Europe, it's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I have a fan who's a friend here that is actually he's a Scouser. He's a Liverpool fan, and he likes to break my chops. Is every time he sees me, are you kidding me? So this is the kind of stuff that we hear, because I'm like, have you seen what they've done with what he's done with the team that he's had with all the injuries? Well, he goes, he just ran them. He just didn't know how to manage the squad. Just ran them. I'm like, what is he supposed to do? Who else is he supposed to put out there? I'm like, you don't know how much he's beloved. Like, it's only him and Bruno are like the top of the list.
Hey, Joseph, just tell him, hey, just because you lost your manager doesn't mean we're going to lose ours.
Oh man, he's like. He would. I tell my wife this. We'd be best friends, like almost twin brothers. But he hates Newcastle with a passion. And I was like, if it wasn't for soccer, like we'd be best friends. So I keep him at a safe distance.
I like it. Keep your enemies friends. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. We need to bring in Paqueta for his attack. We aren't getting anywhere near Paqueta in the summer. He's off to Man City by the sounds of things. I've always been behind Eddie as the manager to win our first trophy since 1969. I hope so, John. I honestly believe he will as well. I really do. There's so many people on social media who have dissed him, said his limitations have been hitting that, but oh God, honestly. It's the only man who's in the hot seat is Eddie Howe, and he's the one we should be backing, not criticising. For me, it's mental.
Yeah, I can't get over how he didn't have a mental breakdown this year with all the injuries. I swear.
I remember seeing him once when another player went down and his face just dropped. And
it was when Longstaff went down.
Yeah,
Longstaff early in the year, it was like, it was. Yeah.
When is it ever going to end? There's 115 reasons why no one is going to Man City except the tax man. I'm telling you now, and Andrew,
let's get on with it.
you can clip this. Man City will not be charged.
Nope.
Because I've spoke to Man City friends who have read the whole cat case. The 115 charges are made up of 3 charges, but they're all little sub charges. So they could have been potentially charged in 2005 for breaking something. And then they've done it in 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009 as well. So all these charges add up to 115. You can actually dwindle them down to about 3 or 4. We also heard from someone I know who caught up with a Man City representative on a plane, and they asked him bluntly, just said to him, "Are you worried about what's going on?" And he just turned, looked and went, "No, we're not." Because 115 charges have not been brought, they're not been found guilty. So all they are at the moment is 115 charges. So they're innocent until proven guilty.
Well,
and I think
go ahead. No, go ahead.
The only thing I think they're going to get charged of is maybe non-compliance, and they'll get a fine. That's it.
Yeah, I think the league. I think I don't know, the handful of owners that manage the league. They probably they don't want to see their prize team, embarrassed that way. By penalizing them or dropping them or whatever. They've been like the highlight of the league for the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, and gotten world recognition, as just a golden team. They don't want to damage that. Although it's propped up in a funny.
It's not right though, is it? Everyone should be held accountable to the rules and treated exactly the same as the top club to the bottom club. But you are right. Are they going to?
It's not right. I think they're just trying to protect their brand, the Premier League.
Yeah. But I still can't see it, because until they're actually being proven guilty, those 115 charges are literally having done 115 things wrong. Right, prove it. Where's your evidence? And they don't have that. So let's just see what happens. Get it down. I honestly believe we'll excel. I think we'll excel next season. Love the show, everyone. It's nice to have it running on the laptop beside my work one and be able to come in. Nice one. Make sure you don't get caught at work though. We need to get the summer transfers right to push the club forward. We do. So we're going on to transfers. So there is this rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've asked a couple of the people I know who give us information every now and again when they can. They're not sure whether this is true or not, but however, if it is, this would be an absolute cracking first signing, wouldn't it, John? The centre-back from Fulham, he's on a free transfer, so all we'll have to deal with is agent fees, a signing-on fee, and his wages.
We sure need help there.
Yeah, but he's been touted as going to Man United, he's been touted as Liverpool, but if we've stolen a march on both of them, that is a cracking signing.
Oh, that'd be great. And you said it's just the agent fees and that?
And his wages and a signing on fee, because he's a free transfer in the summer. He can go wherever he wants.
Great. That'd be great.
So I'm not 100% sure whether it's right, though. I don't have that extra inside information for anyone. So you've got to take it with a pinch of salt sometimes.
Right.
But if it is true, this is a cracking signing. It really is.
Yeah, anything to help us with just having more guys on the team, more what do you call it? More subs, more backup with all the injuries.
Centre back as well, isn't it? This is the thing.
Yeah.
He's a position that we really, really, really need to work in.
Oh yeah.
And there's also potentially the signing of Kelly from Bournemouth, who is a left centre-back and a left-back. He can play in both positions. So and he's a free transfer as well. So we can pick up 2 free transfers without spending any money on actual fees.
That's what we need.
It would be a great start to our summer window. Again, don't know how true it is. I'm worried about Kelly's injuries, though, because he's had quite a lot, to be fair.
Main issues.
Yeah, we need to sign a whole new medical team, don't we?
Yes.
That would be helpful. But I don't know if that's going to happen here. It's close to signing for Spurs. There we go. So Spurs as well. So they're in for him. Look what Maddison did, and is it really working out? I'm sure a hand from Tosin has a big effect over a back line. He would be huge for us. Sounds
Yeah.
like Kelly and Wilfred Ndidi are close to signing. Meanwhile, we offloaded Longstaff. See, I've not heard anything about Ndidi at all. I've seen him being touted at another club. Dummett and Kraft will be. Well, Kraft still might be with us. We don't know, but Dummett is definitely leaving. Kraft is one that we could sell and make a little bit of money on potentially. Whoever bought Kelly in 2009 does have injury concerns, but he's rotated. He could be a good addition. I think he will be a good addition. Him, and then you'll have him and Hall hopefully get Target off the wage bill because he's on like $100,000 a week.
Yeah.
Then you got rid of Dummett as well. Then you've also got Dan Burn who can cover for left centre back and left back as well. So it makes sense if we can sign Kelly and Tossan, because it opens up avenues for other places to strengthen him.
Yeah.
Afternoon, David. Hope you're well. Right, so let's just delete that one and go on to the next one. So the next one is this. Now, this is because obviously you guys being in America, this is huge news for you. Not for us in the UK, though, because I don't think there's a lot of UK fans would be against this.
Yeah.
NBC Sport Chief will continue to push for Premier League games to be played in the USA and boom in popularity. That saw a record 2.6 million viewers watch Man City v Arsenal last month. Now, 2.6 million is not a lot, John, in America.
No, I think they're trying to really break the market wide open. But I understand the concerns of the local people in the UK. They're community clubs that they built and nurtured over 100 years. And all of a sudden they feel like they're losing their club, So I understand it. It works kind of well here for the NFL. Not every team goes over every year. But
there's specific contracts, isn't there, to Spurs or Wembley where they fly over and play a game, don't they?
Yeah, they set it up at the beginning of the year, and they know that the teams that are going to go over there, and there's usually I think there's 2 or 3 games that play, maybe 2, so that's 4 teams that go over, and it's to generate interest and it's to sell merchandise. People get familiar with a club, they watch them on TV, and then they get to go to London and see them. So I kind of understand they want to bring the teams here, but I understand also the community that feels like, wait a minute now, how far is this going to go? Are we going to lose 3 teams, 3 games to American fans? Then I could see where I'd be upset about that if I was living there.
So the question I want to ask is, in NFL, are there season tickets for the clubs, or is every ticket sold separately?
There's usually, most of them are season tickets, but they do have separate, just like Newcastle. It's very familiar. It's very similar to that because it's not a whole lot, but there are tickets. And it also depends on the team. If there's a really lousy team, people let go of their season tickets and you can just walk up and buy them. But what they have here is a big third-party market for tickets. Right. So the tickets go out there, they get sold, and then people buy them in blocks and resell them. Especially for good teams and big games. But you can always find them on the secondary market because, like, somebody can't go and it's a lousy team. They'll put them out there. It's like $10, $5. I don't care. Just give me the money, So they have their ticket, but then they go ahead and sell it to the Ticketmaster or SeatGeek, or there's about 5 companies that are really good at it.
Right. Leslie, you mentioned about Dummett potentially getting a 1-year extension. He had a 1-year extension this summer for this year. I haven't seen him sign another 1-year extension. So what are prices like unless it's home normal, is it? John, what are prices like for shirts over there? So Newcastle shirts or anything, or football shirts?
Well, you never see a Newcastle jersey. You just don't see them.
Right.
So that's part of the deal, is like, I'm sure our owners would like to get as much merchandise and everything over here. But yeah, I guess like normal, like NFL jerseys are probably like $150 to $300, depending on what kind you get. And if you get lettering and if you get the real nice logo and everything.
Yeah.
But but you can buy NFL shirts just about everywhere, but not. You just don't see the many. If you see any Premier League shirts, it's going to be Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, that kind of thing. And you don't see them in most places. Like I don't know. Joseph could talk about Charlotte, but here in Oklahoma, you just don't see it.
No, not at all. Only when they do those the Premier League mornings, and they'll just they'll have all the teams merch in there because it's not just people's teams that are there or whoever they're covering. But yeah, I remember when we went to Atlanta, there was that little shirt shop right next to the bar that was the headquarters at the Atlanta trip. John, you remember that? Anyway, they were just specifically selling soccer jerseys or soccer shirts. And they also have the Atlanta, the MLS team that's there. So it's popular soccer town.
Yeah.
And, that's why there was, but there would have to be just a specialty. So you don't see them. And that was another reason why you could possibly see, like you said, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea stuff, Man City stuff, but you won't see anything else.
Yeah. And you're right, Joseph. Like in New York City, I'm sure there's a couple shops where you can buy the jerseys, but it's not in every town. It's not, it's in the big cities. They might have a specialty shop where they sell, all kinds of jerseys from all around the world, but not here in Oklahoma for sure.
Going back to potentially Premier League games going over to America, I mean, they're only going to be looking at the big teams, aren't they? So you're looking at a Man City game, an Arsenal game, a Liverpool game. I mean, would it be well received? And I mean, where would it be played as well? Obviously, America's massive. So,
Go ahead, Joseph.
Like one thing that I thought of immediately is like for the NFL, they'll peel off an away game for the team. It's not like they don't give away a home game for the revenue, but it's one team's away game and it's two teams away games, and they just ship them both. Excuse me, they ship them both over there. Now, there are fans that probably would try, if the team is good, like say for like or a team that's a very popular team like the Steelers travel well. Green Bay Packers, different teams like that, some of the successful teams, you will have people go and travel to see an away game. Not like UK, and just like you said, America's so massive. Like you're talking, like you got to fly, you got air travel and all that. So I know with the Premier League, you have a huge amount of away fans that go and that's part of the whole thing and the experience. The away fans will be more upset than the home fans when they put a game in the U.S. There'll be 7,000 Geordies who don't get to go and see the game if Newcastle ever goes over. But it'll be an away match.
Thing is, though, with Premier League, you've got home and away, haven't you? So someone's still going to miss out. So if Man City are playing away to Spurs, and you decide to say, well, it's Man City's away game, we're going to ship that game over to America, Spurs are missing out on a home game, and their fans are missing out on a home game. And then you've got to think about the season ticket prices, because if your team's being shipped out for a game, you're not going to want to pay full price of a season ticket as a fan who's got a season ticket to the home games, nor do you want to miss out on playing Man City at your home game. I think there'll be uproar personally. It's not anything against, going to America and having games over there. It's more for the fans who have got season tickets and don't want to miss out on a big game, because that's why you buy your season tickets. It's why you support your team, because you want to see the big games. Like, could you imagine for the Newcastle fans if like the Arsenal game from St. James's Park got moved to America? Great for you guys. You would love it. But then we're thinking, how the hell has that happened?
I thought that's what was great about the summer series.
Yeah.
Because it was good, it's like we watch it every week, no matter what, the fans in the US. So they're trying to grow it. It was perfect because there's not a lot going on in the US in that time during the summer either. If they brought the game over in the fall, it's like, it's NFL, season, and it depends what time it is, because hockey and basketball start in October. So there's a lot of competition for sport during that time when a regular season match might come over. The summer series was just incredible because so many of you guys were on vacation too, or on holiday and came over. We got to Geordies that I see on TV, you know, when I watch the matches, and that's where I met John and Dan. And,
yeah, I met you.
know, the guys I felt immediately connected to the whole thing after Atlanta. I only got to go to Atlanta because it was close for me to drive, but John went to all of them. And, you know, like I would have loved to do that too. Like, you know, and that's what a lot of fans did. They went to all of them. And it was just awesome to see all the social media. And I think that's perfect. It worked perfect.
I loved it.
I
think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
One thing I would hate though is losing a game from St James's Park, where we've got a very good record at home, especially against the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. You then lose that crowd. John, you've been to those games. You know what that atmosphere is like. You're not going to replicate that in an American stadium.
No.
And then you kind of lose your home advantage, don't you?
All you want to really do is go over to St. James Park.
Yeah, you know, Joseph made a good point. You know, I thought it worked beautifully well because us fans here, we were able to see our team, take notes. I mean, really study up on who was going to play this year and that kind of thing. And of course, everybody got hurt after that. But you could see probably the owners sitting back, and I don't mean the Newcastle owners. I mean the ownership. You know, all the Premier League teams sitting back and going, wow, that worked really well. How do we get a game over there? You know, make more money, more.
Yeah.
and it's like, don't go too fast. Don't ruin it. You know, the discussion we're having here is what needs to be had, which is, well, how do we do it without disrupting the fan base? How do we do it without taking away a home game? You know, all those kind of things. And you don't want to do it too much. You just want to every year maybe reach out and reach a different area of the country. Seattle, Portland, you know, LA, Phoenix has a huge stadium. Dallas has a huge stadium. I mean, all these places, they'd be much, much bigger than the ones in the UK. All of them, except for maybe Wembley. I don't know how many Wembley seats.
90.
Yeah, well,
I think.
If you go to a college town, I mean, they got 100,000 fans, you know, for Michigan, Tennessee, you know, all these places got 100,000 plus. And if it's the right game, you could sell it out.
I love it. Thing is, I love it in the summer, but just not for me during the Premier League season. I think that's a step a little bit too far. But again, it'd be great for you guys. It'd be a great experience. I wouldn't mind if it was an away game. Yeah. Because then they lose their home advantage. But I would hate it if it was our home game and then we lose our home advantage. Because that is a thing in football. It really is. People don't like coming to St. James's Park.
Yeah, so. I think they've gotten everybody interested over here. They've just got to continue what they're doing for a few years and really listen to the fans and study it before they just go start and throwing a few games over here.
I agree.
Do the summer series every year. You know, just bring a few teams over like they did. You know, every team didn't have a match over here. You get 6 or 8 teams over, and that's enough. And then next year, get 6 or 8 other teams.
Yeah, I agree with that. The thing is, as well, they want to branch out to everywhere. So you only get a small window to do all this preseason stuff. You can't be everywhere as well. You got to think of the welfare of the players and resting them up. It's such a hard thing to grasp, isn't it, sometimes for fans? But yeah, I mean, I'm all for going back to America again. I thought it was brilliant. But again, they might want to try a different area and see if they can bring out more fans because of it. I think they're trying Japan or somewhere like that this summer.
Yeah, I thought they were going to try Japan or Korea or something.
Yeah, it was one of the two. So that'll be interesting as well to see what comes of that.
And we're already, going to Australia, so it's
Australia straight after the last home game, which is probably the last game of the season.
Yeah, you don't want to do this too fast. That's what I'm trying to say.
But I think Darren Eales is like, we've got to do it. We've got to hit it hard. We've got to get this money up.
Well, I understand that, but at the same time, look at the injuries and everything we've had.
Our club did it. John, they did it like so amazing, and you went to all of them. You got to meet. And we were immersed right with that Shola and like right in there with us. And what they did to connect the fans and the ownership was what was doing. It was really, really cool. Like Newcastle had a really great plan on how they executed that. And, and Shea was there, and like
Shea Given
telling stories of how like they kind of bridged the past and everything, and you just felt like you were really part of something. So they need to study what Newcastle did on their tour. Anybody else?
Yeah, the only thing Newcastle did wrong was they didn't bring all this team merchandise.
Right.
And they got hammered for that. And they heard about it. And because everybody wanted to buy the jerseys and everything.
Shirts and stuff like that.
You go to the Atlanta match and all the other teams had their merchandise hanging up and they were selling them like crazy. And we wanted the same thing. Well, they heard it, and like in Nashville, they had a lot more stuff there. So,
I mean, Adidas will take over as well, and they'll make sure it's done properly because they know what they're doing globally, don't they? So,
Adidas will just
especially in America as well.
Adidas will say, "Hey, Newcastle, you sit right here. We'll take care of this. We'll bring everything over."
I love it. Right, we've got 10 minutes left, roughly. We'll move on to Kieran Trippier. So the news is that he went over to Dubai. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's just trying to get ready for England." Fair enough. Stop belittling his career and what he's done for our football club and what he wants to do going forward. If this man wants to be 100% fit, bearing in mind he's going into his last season with Newcastle, it could be his last season in Premiership football, could be his last season in his career. He wants to make sure he comes back from this latest injury 100% fit. And I don't care if that means he's 100% fit for England. He's probably, let's face it, he's probably not going to play that much for England with Kyle Walker being there and them lot. He'll be a bit part player. Just let him get 100% fit. That's what every player should aim for before they come back. But they're always rushed, and then more problems add up on top. Kieran Trippier cannot afford to come back from this latest injury 85% fit, 90% fit, and then get injured again because he doesn't want his last season to be ruined by injury. So personally, leave the lad alone. I'm sick of seeing people online saying he's only doing it because he wants to play for England. He's not that kind of person. He's not Michael Owen. He's done amazingly for this football club. He saved us, remember. He came in. He was absolutely superb. Stop belittling him. It does my head in. So that's my little rant on Kieran Trippier and everyone who's trolling it and saying, it's just like, no, just let him get fit. And he will play for Newcastle again before the end of the season because he's got to prove his fitness to get into the England squad. So why people are saying he's not going to play again is ridiculous. Rant over. Right.
Yeah, I think Callum Wilson did the same thing. He went.
Yes.
He went to
exactly.
He went to the Middle East, just get some warm weather and work out hard and try and get back fit. So
yeah, exactly. And Wilson looks very sharp since he's come back from fitness. Great goal he scored against Sheffield United at the weekend as well. Right, we've had some great news on the development of St James's Park. It is going to go ahead. I've heard a couple of rumours, though. This is the main one where they don't touch the other side and they just leave it as small as it is, but they extend the Gallagher end. However, I have heard a rumour that they're trying to force it to about 75,000 by making a glass stand on the other side. Because the reason why they can't build on the other side is a row of houses. But they can't complain about building on it if the sunlight still gets through the stadium onto the houses. So they're looking at doing a glass sort of, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they've had massive experts in. They're looking to push it as far as they can because nobody wants to move from St James's Park to the Joseph. Everyone loves St James's Park.
Can you imagine they put up glass and those people don't complain about getting sunlight? Now they get,
yeah, they probably get too much, yeah.
It's like being under a mic. It's being under a microglass.
They'll have to use some sort of perspex that doesn't, magnify the sun onto the house or something like that. But Joseph, I mean, it's great news, isn't it? It's great news for, especially for you fans abroad as well, who might want to get to St James's Park. There'll be more tickets available then.
Yeah, I think my favorite out of the proposed ones was the one where I think it was option C, where they move the field over and then they enclose the whole thing. Yeah. But again, I don't know what that would do to the national. I think that seemed to be everybody's favorite as far as what the biggest for the stadium wise would be. I don't know what it would do to the surrounding areas.
The surrounding areas would be fine, but it'll throw season ticket holders out of the out of the ground for potentially 1 to 2 years while they perfect the building of it or something like that. So there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons to it as well at the same time. So my favourite one was knock down St James's Park, move it to Leazes Park, and then move Leazes Park to where St James's Park is. So you're just swapping them around.
Yeah. Then, one could be being built and not displace anything while,
Yeah.
I personally like that they're going to try and do something at St. James Park, but I'm a little worried that, all this does is it puts all the pressure on the city council and other jurisdictions to make it happen. Yeah. So it puts the pressure on them. I still think that it's possible that, this is just the first step ploy, to get something done. And if it doesn't work, then they're just going to do what they want, right? Maybe build the new stadium in Leazes, but then they still need that land. They haven't got
it exactly.
So we're a long ways away, but I am keeping my fingers crossed that they try to make St. James Park work, because it's just a beautiful place to be, and it's close to everybody's favorite pub.
Pubs. There's 100 pubs within like a mile radius of the ground or something.
Yeah, there's 130 of them within a half mile. It's like
exactly.
It's great. So I'm thrilled. I just keep my fingers crossed that they'll be able to pull something off. And you're right, Baz. The logistics of, redoing a side or two sides during a season and all that. It could be like what was it, Fulham that built the whole stand along the river. So for a year or two, sometimes they don't have as many seats, and that slows you down in terms of getting the money in. But it's got to be done. Something has to be done.
Of course it does. And it will be done. And the other thing is whether, they want to do it for concerts and stuff like that. So they need to get a decent sized stadium to do that. I was there when they did Ed Sheeran, and it felt weird being at the top of the Milburn stand when the other stand was low. So the music was kind of going over it. So, it was a bit weird. The other strange rule in the UK, I don't know if you know this or not, and I don't know if it's fully true, but I'm sure it is because I've been told it quite a few times, is that no club stadium can be bigger than Wembley Stadium.
What, like height-wise or just
capacity-wise? Capacity-wise.
Well,
so if Wembley holds 90,000,
yeah.
Arsenal, Man United, or anyone can't build a 100,000-seat stadium because Wembley has to be the flagship stadium of the UK.
That doesn't really affect us.
It doesn't, but I find it funny though, because if Saudi Arabia said, right, we want to build the biggest stadium, they can't. They're not allowed.
Yeah.
The demand for seats are crazy. I'm telling you, they really are. There we go. Gary's read it as well, so it must be true. Trying to extend the lease as well. Only 70 years left.
I love that. Only just 70 years left.
Exactly, 70 years left on the thing, and they still want to extend it even further.
That's great. That's great.
Right. The last little topic before we go, we've got 7 minutes, is the new FFP term. So this is very, very important bit of information. So these are the club's annual wage bill. We are only 9th. That shows you how well our owners are being at trying to keep our wages down. And you think about how many players we've got on the wage structure that we don't want as well. We want to get rid of like the Hendricks, the Haydens, the Matt Targets, on big wages. We're at 84.5 million, but look at Villa's. Villa's on 117 million. Now, this is one of the reasons why Villa voted against this new FFP ruling. So the new FFP ruling basically means is that every club above the bottom club in the Premier League can't spend more than 5 times the TV rights. That's every club. So we're all stuck to potentially a £500 million budget over so many years. It's very interesting. We're the leading club to push this through. So that tells me our owners know something and have found something and they want this to go through. It has been voted through, but there was, Villa didn't want it to go through, which I find really weird until I saw this, because they're in the Champions League next season. But the problem we've got, though, is that the sustainability rules in UEFA, so if you're in a European competition, you've still got to abide by UEFA's rules. Now, the Premier League have loosened the purse strings a little bit, where UEFA haven't yet.
Right.
So if
They
Villa,
all got to match up. They all have to match up.
Well, they have to eventually, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do. Otherwise, we're just going to unleash and just go back to the way it used to be. And we'll always have the best teams in the Premier League, the best players. But and I don't think there's anybody that can compete with the Premier League, really, in Italy or Spain or any of the other, Germany. So, yeah.
I love it. Eddie, we did that at the start of the show, mate, and we really are running out of time. But Joseph, very quickly again, just smash out your company.
My company is, we do merch for businesses and everything like that. I started out with my own brand, Dire Crow, and my wife has her own brand. And you can see it's like 95% Tune shirts. So I just started making Tune shirts for myself. As we talked, there's not a lot of there's no Newcastle merch in USA. So that's what we do, and we've been doing it for a little bit over a year now, and keeps me pretty busy.
There you go. Smashed out really quickly. Don't forget about football prizes as well. They've got an amazing raffle going on at the moment. I haven't got a picture of it. That's Dan Burns' boots. Match worn, signed, already done. But somehow they've got a hold of the old Adidas fully signed squad shirt, like the one with the brown ale bottle on it. It looks absolutely amazing. I've bought 10 tickets because I want it. I won't get it. But if anyone wants to buy tickets for that, please do so. It is, which squad is it again? It's the 1995-96 squad. And it's fully signed by the squad. It's an amazing prize. So don't forget about that as well. Very cool. I'll buy an NUFC AC/DC FC shirt soon.
Yeah,
love it. Brilliant.
They're good.
And then, yes, you have one, Magpie Stew. Drop me you want his email address, don't you, Joseph, and his full name?
Yes. If you just get that to Baz, and I just need I need your full name and your email address sent to Baz, and he'll give it to me, and I'll get you your gift card.
Brilliant. And it's very easy to do. You just go on the site, you type in the gift card number, and then they buy the T-shirt, don't they? And it gets delivered within a week. Yep. I love it. Yep. It's so simple. I like it when things are simple. And congrats, Magpie Stew, again. And don't forget as well, Isaac is hopefully on the verge of signing a brand new contract as well. You'll get a bumper deal. It'll have a massive buyout clause. So I absolutely, what's this one? A new ACD shirt. Yeah. Have you not seen his ACD shirt? I've got the Nick Pope the Wall one from, I wore it yesterday. I should have wore it today, but I wore it yesterday. Yeah. I wear it all the time when it comes out the wash. Thanks, Java, for that super chat thing as well. That's absolutely amazing. Please no release clause. There'll be a release clause, but it'll be massive. You're not seeing it. Have you got a picture? I haven't got a picture of that one, have we?
Which one?
The AC/DC one.
Go to merchperch.shop. There it is, right there.
Yeah. Right the Macam Slayer one there. Is it the middle one?
Yep.
Yeah.
The middle one's the AC sort of DC one. So Joseph plays on music and UFC on his T-shirts. It's really clever how he does it.
Yeah, I've got two of them. I got the World Tour one, the one that Joseph's wearing right now, and I've got the Away the Lads right over here. Right in the background.
Love it. World Tour
I like
one.
the World Tour one.
This one will be there next year too with all the dates.
Yeah, it's got the dates of all the matches, all the
dates in place. Pretty cool. A couple of them changed, but what are you gonna do? I was freaking out because John just bought his and they changed a couple of days in the schedule.
Yeah, it was no worries. No worries.
I love it. Don't forget, guys, the links in the description for both Dire Crow and for Football Prizes. Two amazing sponsors that have got the channel, which gives you guys, the members, something back. Remember, I get nothing for doing this. We do this for fun, don't we, John?
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
And we might get a little bit of profit every now and again for ourselves. And do you know what we're going to do with it? We're either going to give it to charity or we're going to have a meal on a night out. Something on John's over again next.
So far,
yes, some pints.
So far, it's all gone to charity.
So far, it has all gone to charity. £1,400 this channel's given away to charity.
Nice.
I think that's quite impressive. Would have looked better in my bank account, but there you go. Propping it up. Right, I'm going to have to leave it there because I do have to go and rush out now and get the kid from school. I've got 10 minutes to get round there, which I'll easily do in time. But thank you, Joseph, for getting up early, and also you, John, for coming on and doing this. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart for being a sponsor, because you are giving something back to members.
Yeah, thanks.
Which I couldn't afford to do, so I really appreciate you doing it.
Yeah. My pleasure. It makes me feel like I contribute as Toon.
You massively do. Massively do. We're back tonight. I've got a Premier League show tonight. So I've got fans from different clubs. We've got Brighton, Luton, Man City. Who else has agreed to come on? West Ham, Arsenal.
Wow.
We're all going to talk about the race for the title, the race for top 6, the race to stay in the Premier League, and we'll also talk about the FFP rules in a bit more detail, because hopefully some of the guys who were on the show are a lot more intelligent than me. They might know a lot more about it. All I know is Newcastle won it, so we won it. So that's how I see it.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to say anything before we go?
No, it's good to see Joseph again.
It is amazing. Honestly, it's been 6 weeks in the making trying to get a show lined up. It's been crazy. I've just been super busy. He's been really busy, and it's just like I just said yesterday. I just went, Joseph, I need to do the prize draw. Let's do it tomorrow. You can get on, can't you? He said yes. I was like, thank God for that. The stars have finally aligned.
Yeah.
But we need to do more as well, and I promise you we will. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. Tune in at 8:15 tonight after the kids have been in the bath and in bed, and I will be live with that Premier League show. Take care till then.
All right. See ya.
Take care, everybody.